Hey, this is Reuven Lerner, and welcome back to my Python Standard Library video explainer series. And this time we're going to talk about the dictionary get method. So let's say I have a dictionary, d equals A1, B2, C3. And I want to retrieve a key from it. Well, we know already I can say d of A, right? That's not a big deal. What if I ask for d of X? Well, that doesn't exist. I'm going to get a key error. So what if I want to let the user choose from any key, right? They'll enter a string, and we'll use that as a key and retrieve from our dictionary. So I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to say while true, so k equals input enter a key. Do a little strip on there. I can say here, if not k, then break, just to let us out of that loop. And then I can say here, elif k in d, if the key is there, then we'll say print, we'll do a little f string here, we'll say d of k equals d of k. Couldn't be easier, right? But if it's not in there, else we'll say print f string here of k is not a key in D. Fantastic. So if I say A, D of A is 1. B, C, D, obviously it's not there, and then enter, I'll get out of there. So this sort of thing happens all the time in Python programs. I basically want to say, if the key is there, give me the value. If the key is not there, then we'll do something else. You can mush all that together into one place with the get method. So I can say d.get of A. And what this basically means is if A in D, then give me D of A. And sure enough, I get it back. Meaning, if the key A is in D, it's just like using square brackets. You get that value back. So what's the difference? It's much more flexible, much nicer. I can say d.get of X, and it doesn't throw an exception. Rather, what it does is gives me none back. So I can say result equals d.get of X. And I can say if result is none, print X is not a key in D. And sure enough, that's what it tells us. So that's pretty great in and of itself. You can think of dict.get as a more flexible, more forgiving version of the square brackets. But it's even better than that, because you can give dict.get, whoa, that's hard to say. You can give dict.get a second optional argument. And that second optional argument will let you say, instead of none, I want to get back the following default value. So I can say d.get of X, no such key. I can get a string back if I really want. Or I can say d.get of X, 0. Or d.get of X, and I can use something else, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can imagine using this in a whole lot of different places, right? You can imagine that if I have like a user options equals, and we have A1, B2, C3, right? And we'll say here, user options get, let's say, profile page, right? So if I get that, I can say here, http python.org, because that's what everyone wants as their profile page. So if the user has a profile page set, we'll get that back. And if not, we'll get python.org. And then if I go here and I say we're going to add a profile page, which goes just hand in hand with A, B, and C, we'll say it should be learner COIL, because that's what everyone should have for their profile page, right? Your browser opens up, it should go to my website, right? And now it's going to go to learner COIL. Why? Because we have a value there, and so it doesn't have to use the default. So get is one of these wonderful methods. It's pretty much underused as far as I'm concerned. But when you need it, it's great, and it allows you to shorten your code, because instead of using this sort of if-else statement, then you can just use one statement instead. It really shortens it up and makes it a lot more obvious. I will admit, to those who know about get, I've definitely encountered in my courses people who say, well, I find get to be a little less obvious because I'm expecting to see an if and an else. But those who know Python know that get is amazing. All right, that's it for this time in the video explainer. I'll be back soon with more on the Python Standard Library.